Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I'll have a guest on from the Troup County School System, and we're going to revisit the interview last week from Lynn Howard talking about Relay for Life. And we will cap off the show today by having a snippet from Tina Duckett as she spotlights education. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for those interviews coming up in just a moment. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have on from the Troup County School System, the Health Services Coordinator, Jane Pauley. Jane, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I think you and I sat down a couple of months ago and we talked about some things, but today we want to talk a little bit about registration for school. And I know the kids don't want to hear that because we're approaching the summer. They're ready to get out of school, right, and we're here to talk about registration. Let's talk a little bit about that. When is registration? And then we'll talk a little bit about some of the things the kids will need.
Okay, well, we're talking mainly today about middle school registration,
okay,
and specifically targeting the 6th graders, but middle school registration will be August 3rd from 10 to 6 p.m. For all enrolled students that are already enrolled in the Troup County School System.
Okay, and that's 6 to 10?
10 in the morning till 6 p.m.
Okay, I got it backwards there, 10 to 6, okay. And where would that take place, Jane?
At each individual school, middle school.
Okay, at each, and this is primarily just for the middle school grades right now.
That's what we're talking about today, yes.
Okay, all right, very good. Now, is there, and I know that Shanitra has been on in the past and talked about all the various forms that they need and locations they can go. Are there any specific items that they need to bring to these registrations?
For middle school registration, they'll need to bring proof of residency, a picture ID, okay, and their Georgia immunization form 3231.
Okay, and that's the one they can pick up at the health department or go online, I understand, correct?
Right. Well, we're focusing on that today, okay, because of the no shots, no school policy in the Troup County School System. But yeah, really they would need to call their doctor or the Troup County Health Department, and they could get them a copy of their Georgia form,
okay,
3231.
3231, okay, very good. And then you also talked about the no shots, no schools, and I know that's something the kids don't want to hear, or they may want to hear, I don't know, it all depends. No shots, no school. Talk about that a little bit for us.
Well, the number one reason why students need to have immunizations for school is safety. That's number one. The second, we don't want children coming to school and with chicken pox or pertussis or some other communicable disease that can be prevented by a vaccine. And there are laws that children have to come to school with their vaccines current. But the number one reason is for safety, to keep all of our children safe at school as far as disease is concerned. The second reason is to follow Georgia law, and the law states that children must have current vaccination schedule up to date, and proof of that with the Georgia form 3231.
Okay, all right. And you know, you were saying up to date, and I'm sitting here thinking, running through my mind, okay, well, mine's up to date, because as we were talking before we came on, I can remember days of old when the, I guess the health department would come out to the school with the big old gun and they lined us all up and
Don't say that.
That's right. But that was the vaccination. That's right. That was like the days of old. But so basically, number one is for safety, and then two, it helps the kids, you know, to be able to interact with other kids as they're there.
And to follow the Georgia law.
Okay.
And so we, as a school system, have taken the approach of the no shots, no school to avoid having to track down students and parents. If they do come to school without a current record, then we have to keep tracking them down and making phone calls, sending letters home, reminding them to go get their current record, or the nurses can access the records on something called GRITS, the Georgia Registry for Immunization Transactions.
Okay.
But if they're not current and they don't have all their vaccines, then we have to track them down to get them to go to their doctor or the health department to get the vaccines that they're lacking. And so if we require them to come to school with all their shots from the first day, that sure saves a lot of problems. Number one, the school system policy and the law. Number two, making sure we're all safe at school.
Absolutely, very good. Now we're again just kind of recap. Registration August the 3rd from 10 to 6 at the various middle schools, and this is for 6th graders only. And then other schools or students can look for registration information coming out at a later date.
Right,
okay,
there'll be more information. We're just talking about middle school, specifically 6th graders with the immunization records.
All right, very good. Let me ask, as we close up real quickly, Jane, if we have a student that may be transferring in from another county or state, what should they do to be enrolled?
They would need to go to the Office of Student Assignment at the administrative building on North Davis Road, and that's where they can enroll their student. And they would need all these forms as well, but the best thing to do would be to call the administrative building to find out what they would need to do.
Okay, all right. Well, Jane, I want to thank you very much for coming on and sharing that information. No shots, no school.
That's right.
And make sure they remember registration on August the 3rd. Jane, thank you so very much for coming on the show
welcome.
today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Weekend in just a moment. Welcome back, City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have on a guest from the Troup County Parks and Recreation, but has been on a number of times to talk about the Relay for Life. I have on guest Lynn Howard. Lynn, welcome to the show.
Hi, Alton. Thanks.
You know, it's a pleasure to sit down with you, Lynn, because you're just such a ray of energy. You have on your bright yellow sunshine
Oh, I do,
shirt.
don't I? Yes.
And I think, and I know why you radiate the way you radiate. and just go ahead and tell everybody real quickly.
I am a breast cancer survivor.
So you have every reason in the world to radiate, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
I'm here.
That's right.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, we want to talk a little bit about the Relay for Life.
Okay.
And I know that you have been a participant for a number of years now.
Yes. I think it's about five or six.
All right. And has it been a wonderful experience for you?
It has. It's a lot of fun. You meet lots of new people, and I get to meet new survivors every year. Mm-hmm. We try to get out and find all the survivors we can for Troup County. So it's a nice, and then the teams are just they're part of my family now.
That's right.
I'm just one. It's one big family.
Extended family.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Well, let's go ahead and tell, because I know that everybody perhaps have seen the little political type signs around throughout announcing it.
Yep.
Go ahead and tell us what are the dates for the Relay for Life?
Okay, Relay for Life this year, 2012, is May the 4th. Okay. 7 p.m. is our opening ceremony, and we go through 7 a.m. on Saturday, May the 5th. So we will be at Whitesville Road Track again this year, and we just have lots of things planned. I can tell you a few of the schedules and stuff like that in our teams, talk about that.
Okay.
But let me start with our past.
All right.
All right. So when I first started, I was just a participant. I came in with a team, and I helped out as much as I could and learned what I could. And then I started volunteering a little more, and I got on the committee. And so the past 3 years, I think, I have been the chair, the event chair. Okay. I've had some helpers. I've had some co-chairs. So they've been helpful. Raquel Neal has helped me a lot. And the team members they're great. The committee members are just great. Mm-hmm. So in 2009, when I started, we had $78,000 that we raised. Oh. And then the next year, I don't know, I thought economy was okay, but not really great. And we jumped to $105,000. So yeah. So then the next year last year we had 107. So then American Cancer Society set our goal at 110 this year. Okay. So we're going to try to reach it.
Well, great. And I know that with, chairmen like yourself and co-chairs. I know Brenda Kennedy down at the City of LaGrange. We have the City Slickers that have participated for, I'm going to say, probably the bulk of the 7 years.
Well, yeah, as long as I've been there. We pulled City in and Troup County in at the same time.
That's
so
right.
Brenda Leverett really helped out a lot. She is on our committee, and they're all out there helping a lot. City of LaGrange is actually an in-kind sponsor because we use their show mobile and with all the stereo stuff, the amps and things. So
audio equipment.
Right, and then Troup County is with a great in-kind sponsor because they will they let us use the facility, of course, Parks and Rec. I have a little inside.
Okay,
yeah,
that's right.
yeah, I get to help a little bit there. So yeah, so but Relay for Life, though, I did forget to say this. In my years, Relay for Life is the signature fundraiser for American Cancer Society. And that's what's so important about us raising more and more every year, is because things cost so much these days, you know?
Absolutely. And you know, and I was, as we were talking before we came on, Wanda Lau.
Yeah, Wanda Lau. She's my
cancer
buddy.
care.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And I was thinking, I'm like, hadn't had her own, but she was on previously, and she was talking about the breast cancer as well.
Right.
And I know that she's also a survivor herself.
Yes.
And I think I think a lot of the volunteers get involved because they themselves are survivors, or someone in their family is a survivor of cancer. And I know that this is, you know, cancer is just something in our community that has taken a toll on a number of people, but through, you know, great people like you and the American Cancer Society, and the funding goes to research. Talk a little bit about that for us, if you don't mind.
Right. The funding stays in Troup County, for Troup County, and it helps with things like Reach to Recovery, Road to Recovery. It helps caregivers, survivors learn more about Relay and about cancer. There's an 800 number they can call, and that is paid for by the funds that we're raising, so that it's out there for them.
Okay, so there's information out there, and like I say, the funds that we raise, that's a great thing. It stays right here in the community, correct?
Right.
Now, and I know every year, you talked a moment ago when we went from the 75,000 and jumped to the 105,000 when you thought the economy.
Yes.
And I know it's so important to have sponsors and people that are going to kind of take the lead for you. Talk a little bit about some of the sponsors that you all have.
Well,
this
we
year.
have levels, and this year we have our first one called Circle of Friends, and we have 4 of those.
Okay.
And we have a bronze level, which is at $500, and we have 5 of those. We have a gold sponsor at $1,000, and we have 4 of those.
Okay.
And then we jump to a platinum. It's $1,500. American Home Shield does that for us.
Okay.
We have a purple, which is $2,500, and Emory Clark Holder Clinic does that one. And then we have 2 that are diamond sponsors. One is West Georgia Health System, and one is Hope for a Day. And you were asking me earlier about Hope for a Day.
Right.
Hope for a Day is part of what Wanda and I are in, Breast Friends for Life. Hope for a Day joined with us to have on Paint the Town Pink on the last Saturday of September, a walk to raise money that would stay in Troup County. And all their funds go to stay within Troup County. So they donated to the Relay for Life to help teams that are also one of their teams even. So their $5,000 went towards a sponsorship, and then they gave another $5,000 for the teams that were doing both, Relay for Life and Hope for a Day Walk.
Hope for a Day Walk. Well, very good. And you know, and I know that when we have events like this in the community, you know, on Saturdays, the weekends, or whatever the case may be, and you go across the square and you just see the fountain pink or whatever the various colors, you know, it just so, I guess, so encouraging to family members and to those that are survivors that the community cares, and not only do they care by coming out, but they care by giving too.
Right.
Absolutely.
And they do. They help. They volunteer. They donate money. Breast cancer is talked a lot more about because you see pink more, but there are many colors of cancer, and such as my bracelet that you noticed earlier. It has all the colors of cancer, and I couldn't even, I just went blank, so I can't even name all the colors, but you can see
them
that there's quite a few of them.
Absolutely.
So I do want to mention that our teams raise the money, remember?
Talk about your teams.
So we have 43. And our goal is 45.
Oh, so you need 2 teams.
I do need 2 more teams.
So make
to
your
meet
pitch
goal.
right now.
Yes, we need 2 more teams
2 more
out
teams,
there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Then what is a team can be 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, churches, co-workers. That's my team is a co-working team. The city has employees that are friends and family of city employees, and they join to have a team.
Okay.
We have churches and civic groups, businesses, and they can be 2, 3, 10, 20.
Oh my.
Yes.
So the more the merrier.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So like I say though, our goal is I need 2 more.
45.
Yes.
And you're at 43 now.
Yes.
All right, very good. Well, I'm sure that our viewing audience is not going to let you down.
Okay, good.
All right,
good.
very good. Now, we also, you know, Lynn, when you go out, you have the various tents and you have things set up and everything.
Right.
Talk about some of the things that they will be able to see.
Okay,
When they
yeah,
come
I
out
brought
to
me a
White
list, so I
Park.
won't leave any off.
Okay.
All right, so they're going to do crazy hair.
Crazy?
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
they curl it up, put bows in it. And they're going to have they're going to do nails, balloons, and we'll have glow-in-the-dark necklaces and kid games. And then this year, for the first time, we're having a dunking booth.
Oh,
Yes, and I
Okay.
don't know any details yet, but I do hear that there are quite a few people that you might want to dunk.
okay.
So come on out and see.
Come
I
on
can't
out.
give any names, so you have to come and see who they
Okay,
are.
very
Remember,
good.
we'll be there from 7 p.m. till 7 a.m.
So you got all the time.
all the time in the
That's right.
world.
That's
And we'll have plenty of food.
Okay.
Teams will have barbecue sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, baked goods, grilled corn on the cob, nacho and cheese, taco salad, chicken on the stick, Otis Spunkmeyer cookies. I hear those are really good.
They are.
We'll have Starbucks coffee and iced coffee, cupcakes, baked potatoes, and tea.
Oh, very good.
And that's just a start.
That's just a start.
That's right.
Because I know, you know, some of the years I've been out, I've seen people have the grills out there and they're grilling other items as well. So, I mean, it's a big family event. And then talk a little bit about, as we get ready to kind of close up, I know that there's always the Survivor's Lap
That's
that
the
takes
main
place.
reason we're there.
Absolutely.
is
Talk about
to-
that.
Okay, so we are there because of the survivors. The survivor is the one who has heard that word, you have cancer. So we're there to celebrate those that are there with us still, such as me.
Absolutely.
That's right.
That's
and
right.
that's what I'm proud of. So our goal is to let people know who our survivors are. And so they have their first walk is at about 7:15. Everybody stands along the track, and the people and the survivors walk. And then they at the end they'll release their balloons, and it's just a sight to see all the purple and white balloons that are floating up in the air. And they're biodegradable.
Oh, okay.
By the way, they're biodegradable.
Okay.
Yes. So it's very nice, and it's overwhelming when I took that first walk to see everybody clapping and knowing that they were clapping because I'm still alive.
That's right. And cheering on.
Yes.
The last thing to talk about, luminaries. People
Okay.
can buy luminaries.
Yes, that's
in
the most
honor.
beautiful thing to
Okay.
see. At 10 o'clock, we'll have our luminary ceremony. We light all of the lights all the way. We like to have enough sold. They are $10 for a white bag. You put your name on there
Okay.
in a survivor, or maybe it would be someone who lost the
mem-
battle in memory of.
Okay.
And then gold is $25, and torches are $100. The last day for that is next week for the torches, because we have to order those.
Okay.
But seeing the lights, we turn all the lights off at the track, and only the candles are lit.
Oh, my.
And they're real candles and the torches. It's just beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's for a beautiful cause, and Lynn, we're
Yeah.
so proud that you are still here with us, and
Yes,
I want to
thanks.
thank you for coming on and sharing this information. I know that the public is not going to let you down. You're going
That's
to get your
right.
other two
That's
teams,
right.
okay?
That's right.
Well, Lynn, thank you so much
Thanks,
for sharing the
Alton.
information. All right.
I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment.
Welcome back to City Week with Spotlight on Education. I'm your host, Tina Duckett, Public Relations Director for Troup County School System. We are pleased to share this monthly television program with you as a segment of City Week here on LGTV Channel 19. Our goal is to provide you with Troup County School System news about our students, teachers, programs, events, and activities. Each month, the show will feature a variety of topics. Last month, we had the privilege of speaking with our school system Teacher of the Year winner, Jessica Holston of Long Cane Elementary School, and one of our finalists, Matthew Graham of Long Cane Middle School. Today's Spotlight on Education will focus on our top achieving high school graduating seniors, our valedictorians. We have with us today two of the three valedictorians, Susie Cha with Callaway High School and Sarah Allred with LaGrange High School. Micah Bidwell, valedictorian for Troup High School, could not be with us today. He participates in an enrollment program with the University of West Georgia and has a prior commitment. Thank you, ladies, for being here. I will ask you just a few questions, and we are so proud of your achievement. Please tell us, our viewers, a little bit about yourself.
My name is Sarah Allred. I'm a senior at LaGrange High School. During high school, I have participated in many things. My favorites were cross country, service club, and the National Honor Society.
My name's Susie Chaw. I'm a senior at Callaway High School. I've played varsity tennis for 4 years. I'm a member of National Honor Society, Skills USA, Key Club, and Student Council.
Okay. Again, we are so delighted that you're with us today. Were you surprised to learn that you were selected as your school's valedictorians?
It did take me by surprise. It was a great honor and an accomplishment for me. And it was a very competitive field, especially with my classmates. So I was blessed and very honored to be announced valedictorian.
Good.
I was not as surprised because I set it as my goal when I registered freshman year, and my counselor helped structure classes so that I could, but my class is also incredibly smart, so.
Oh, good, good. So lots of competition in school,
Yes.
right?
Healthy competition, of
Good.
course.
Of course, of course. So tell me what this honor means to you.
It's it like brings together all my hard work, and my family's placed a high value on education, and I think I'm recognizing them for their sacrifice. My grandfather and great-grandmother were both valedictorian, and they passed away recently. So.
Oh, okay. They would be proud of you, I'm sure. Susie, what about you?
My father was a math teacher at one time, so they've always strived for us to be our best and always try to be a little competitive within our class. So it was a great honor and accomplishment to help show not only myself but others what a little bit of extra just oomph and a little bit more time and consideration in your classes can really pay off in the long run.
Great, great. So tell us what your plans are beyond high school.
I plan to attend the University of Georgia, and I'm going to major in journalism and hopefully minor in physics.
Good, good.
I will be attending the Honors College at Auburn University and major in math. My ultimate goal is to get a PhD in math and be a college professor.
So with all that happens sometimes with our youth today, there can be many distractions that deter you from the goal that you mentioned, achieving and succeeding and doing well in school. Tell us what you did, including avoiding peer pressure, to keep yourselves on track.
I chose a really good group of friends, and I think that it's important to choose your friends wisely, because that'll minimize negative peer pressure, and we all push each other to excel academically because we all have really good grades and take hard classes. And so again, it's the healthy competition.
Good.
Well, with juggling both of us partaking in sports, it's hard to juggle practice and school and outside society. And so a thing my parents installed in me and my family as a young age was to realize the difference between what seems important now and what's important in the long run. And that was just a little thing I had to keep in the back of my mind. Well, I do want to go out with my friends and watch this movie, but I have AP Calculus homework I need to do, so.
So there was some sacrifice.
Yes.
Yes.
And then choosing the right group of friends to encourage you, and well, actually, I guess encouraging one another to stay focused and achieve those goals. Well, I just have one more question for you ladies. What words of wisdom would you share with students in elementary and middle school to inspire them to do well?
I guess I would just tell everyone to have fun and enjoy yourself. Make sure you don't try to follow other people and don't try to be with your friends all the time. You need to realize what's best for you and to put yourself forth, because at the end of the day, it's your achievements that are going to put the smile on your face.
Very good, very good.
I think it's important to set goals, and it's okay to try something new, and it's okay if you're smart and to take the smarter classes, because you will be rewarded.
Very good. Well, again, congratulations to you, Sarah, to you, Susie, and to Micah, who is not present with us, for achieving such an outstanding honor and accomplishment. And until next time, we thank you, our viewers, for watching Spotlight on Education.
We want to thank Tina Duckett and the Troup County School System as she spotlighted on education. Also want to thank my other guests from the Troup County School System as well, Jane Pauley, the Health Services Coordinator, as she talked about, once again, kids, no shots, no school. So make sure you keep that registration date in mind and go out and make sure you get registered. Also, we want to thank Lynn Howard, who talked to us again about Relay for Life. We know that that's such a vitally important thing here in our community, and we hope that you've enjoyed that interview once again. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed all my guests this week on City Week, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.